Hello everyone. So this video is a little bit different. I'll still be tapping, I'll still be doing page turning, but it is mainly geared towards nursing students or to those who want to become a nurse. I will be going over some study tips for the NCLEX. And the NCLEX stands for the National Council Licensure Examination for nursing students that have finished their program and are looking to become licensed to get their RN, registered nurse license. So it is a pretty big deal. I was in this boat too, not too far ago. I was really anxious, really stressed. And this being a relaxation channel, I thought I would go over some tips and techniques that were helpful for me. So I hope to bring some calm if you are a nursing student as well, or if you just want to hear a soft-spoken video. So I'll start. I have about 6 different tips that I've written down that again are helpful to me. So my first one here is to get a book, a study prep book, and this is probably the biggest thing that has helped me. I have the Mosby one. This is the 20th edition, and this book is so great. It gives a snapshot, like a study notes of everything that we've learned in our classes in nursing school. It gives the bare necessities, but it is still thorough, if that makes sense. Everything is written in like bullet point list formats. There's a lot of tables, a lot of pictures, and there are a lot of study questions, which I found the most helpful. I learn best when I get questions wrong, because then I go back and I read it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why. So I really enjoy learning by taking practice tests, practice questions, and then reading the rationale at the end when I'm all done. And this book has 5 different chapters. I can kind of go over each one. There's Foundations of Nursing Practice, Medical Surgical Nursing. That goes over the different body systems like the respiratory system, neuromuscular skeletal system. There's the mental health, psychiatric nursing, childbearing and women's health nursing, and child health nursing. So at the end of each of these units, they will have a 200 question practice exam. And it's in the format of what the NCLEX will be like. It has multiple choice. There are some select all that apply. There are some where you put like an X over an area of the body that they are prompting you. Like for example, like the lungs, they'll like, where do you put the stethoscope? And then they'll have an X. And then at the end of the practice test, they'll have all the rationales and the answers, which again is really, really helpful to read. This book also came with a CD that had even more practice questions on it, so that's been really helpful. And then also, just as a tip for nursing school in general, I really recommend reading the chapter that you're going over in your classes, like as you go through the classes, to read it in here, because this gives just a really simple, just what you need to know, what are the facts in a very clear way. In nursing school, they're preparing you for the NCLEX test, and their curriculum is preparing you for this test, and this book is preparing you for the test. So it really, in my experience, it really covers the same type of material in the same flow, and it's just so much easier in here. So that's something that I learned like my 3rd semester of nursing school, which I wish I had done sooner, was to just really read this book and have it all throughout the program. So yeah, really great resource to have. I know there's other brands, like Kaplan has a brand, Saunders, Lippincott, all have different study guides. This is just the one that I have. You can see I really have marked it up on the sides here, and here are the different chapters. And I highlight in this, I write in this. This is definitely my copy. I have used this a lot, so really great resource. All right, my second one is this drug book by Kaplan, and I actually got this book for free. My school had a representative come in from Kaplan, and they were kind of promoting this course where you could take a study course through Kaplan. I didn't do any course where it's like, you have your teacher and it's like a video conference type of thing. I've heard that it is helpful. I did have friends that took that class. They said it was helpful. But anyways, I got this book for free just for showing up, really. And this book has been so helpful. Even now, like as a nurse working on the floor, I pull it out every once in a while if I have a question about a medication, because it just gives just the straight up facts. I mean, we aren't pharmacists, and we don't need to know, every drug interaction, every side effect, but it does give the basics ones, the major ones, the ones that are most common, and also it gives nursing considerations and side effects. So let me try to find one that so for example, they have metformin here. So they give the generic name, how to pronounce it, and then the brand name. They give the class of medication up there. And then when you turn the page, they have the side effects again, and then the nursing considerations. So again, just really helpful, just the facts that you need to know. Very straightforward. So this was my second tip, is to go to different resources that your school might offer in terms of prep, because they know that, it's a big deal as well. You might get something free. I know that they were even giving away like a free whole course, just randomly drawing a person's name, and then they would get this free course. So definitely worth going, my opinion. Okay. So that brings me up to my third point, sorry. And I had a friend that purchased from Kaplan again, the NCLEX RN QBank. And this was such a wonderful person, and once they were a semester above me, and once they finished, they gave me the access code to the rest of their questions. So the QBank, the question bank, comes with 2,100 plus test-like questions, and I'm just reading this right off the website there. They're in the format of NCLEX style questions, so like the select all that apply, multiple choice. They also give a rationale after you finish taking the question. They'll give you the answer and why it was correct. So yeah, this friend, she was so nice. She only used, I think, like 1,000 or something of the questions, so I had access to the rest of them. It's also really nice, this program especially, because you can kind of create practice tests for yourself. You can choose the number of questions you want to take in this practice test. So for example, if you have just like a short amount of time and only want to take 5 questions, that's okay. You set that as the number. Or if you want to do like a more realistic test, because the NCLEX is a minimum of 75 questions, you can set it for 75 questions if that's what you desire. And it will just go boom, 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 kind of exactly like if you were going to take a test. So it is really nice. Yeah. And they also give you the rationale, like I said before, to each one of why an answer is wrong and why an answer is right. And I was looking online and it looks like it's about $89 for this QBank. So a little bit more expensive. Yeah, but it was helpful to me. So, all right. And then speaking of technology and practice questions, I also did buy an app. It was called the NCLEX Mastery App. And you can just download this on iTunes or any app store, really. It was through the Higher Learning Technology, that was the company. And again, this, like I said, I just learned best by taking practice questions. And it was very much like the Kaplan questions online, but this was on your phone, and it was more of like a better interface. The font was like more readable, if that makes sense. And I just felt like I could, just while I was in the hallway, if I was waiting for the bus or something, I could just pull out my phone, do a couple practice questions. And it was also like Kaplan, where it gave you the rationale right after you answered it. You could also set it where you could take these like 10-question quizzes. And it was really helpful. They also gave different like categories. You could set it for like women's health, or you could set it for the respiratory system, and then they would give you questions just for that section. They also have like a flagging system. So when you were done with the question, you could either mark it as like red, as you didn't really know anything, yellow as maybe you knew some of the material, and then green of like, yes, I mastered this question and I know the content. And then all of the yellow tags that you answered on, or that you put on all of the questions, you could re-see them and then retake those questions again. So that was helpful in just cementing that knowledge and retaking the questions. So again, that was the NCLEX Mastery, and this also costs money. I know, it's just, there's a lot of expense that goes into this. It was about $60 for 3 months, and yeah, I mean, I thought it was worth it because I was just able, like the ease of always having my phone with me. I could just pull up a question real quick whenever I had some downtime, or even like before going to bed, just doing like one question and then it just sticks with you. So yeah. All right, NCLEX Mastery App. So now I'm going on to ones that aren't as expensive. Probably the biggest free resource that I have ever come across, and she's very popular on YouTube. You've probably seen her videos if you are on YouTube or the internet at all. It's the Registered Nurse RN by Sarah. She is amazing, phenomenal. She creates all these videos with her husband, I believe, of just different nursing concepts. She's a nurse herself. just a whole bunch of videos from lab values, every body system, pharmacology, and her videos are really, really clear. She does these great visuals. And then also she has links to free quizzes at the end of the video where you can just click and then take the test to see what you learned from the video. So helpful. I would literally, like, while I was, doing dishes or just out and about in the house, I would have her videos going on like a playlist where I would constantly hear her speak and constantly listen to her videos, and it just kind of gets stuck in your head, which is a good thing. It's funny, I like, when I was taking the test, I could like hear her voice going through the questions. So she was an amazing, amazing help, and it's all free, which is so cool. Okay. And I know there are a lot of other YouTube channels that go through like NCLEX questions, that go through different body systems, so wonderful resources online too. And then the last thing I have is just something fun. I have my Sharpies here, my Sharpie pens, and these are my favorite type of pens. They have a really thin point to them, which I really enjoy writing with, and I love color. I love things that are vibrant, and I just feel like I use it more. I feel like I enjoy it more, like reading and writing things that are in color. It just sticks better in my brain. So I bought like a couple packs of these Sharpie pens, and I would write notes with these. I would, write flashcards with these pens, and write in my NCLEX prep book with them as well. And I didn't really have a color coding system. I just kind of picked which color I liked. But this helped motivate me, and that's the biggest thing, is just do little things like that, whether it be like highlighters or like fun stationery, fun pens, glitter sometimes even, like just get really creative. And then learning doesn't have to be so, difficult, and it really can be like a fun thing when you combined creativity and learning. So that's something that I found helpful. But yeah, so that's all the tips that I have. I can kind of review it once more for y'all. So I have the NCLEX prep book, getting something that is like a comprehensive review. It has all of the information listed really clearly. That's really helpful. Go to free classes, go to free resources, take advantage of those in school. That's my second one. My third one, I guess it's not really a tip unless you want to do it, but I find that taking questions and learning through questions is the best way to go, because the actual test itself will be questions. So just do that right off the bat. Get your brain ready and prepared for that kind of format. Let's see. My fourth one is to get an app or something that you can just easily turn on and look at and do. I use the NCLEX RN Mastery one. My fifth one is just look for online resources. Get as many different types of learning. So by that I mean like auditory, video, where you're hearing things and you're seeing things together. When you're writing it down, that adds even a third layer in your brain. So just free resources online, stuff like that. Registered nurse RN, Sarah, she's amazing. Go check out her videos. And then the last one is just to make it fun in little creative ways, such as using different colored pens, different colored sheets, whatever you like. So yeah, I hope that helps. I know after graduation, people start thinking about taking this RN NCLEX test, but I just want to give you some encouragement and that it is possible and you can do it. You've gone this far and it will be okay. It will be okay. It will be okay. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope this was helpful and relaxing. Bye. Good night.